Hi everyone. My friend Jamie. No, not
Jaime.
Jamie. Not Jaime. Jaime is the campaign manager for my other friend Ivan, who I met a few years ago with Sheila Jackson, and he was a wonderful young man. I didn't think he would run for. I didn't know. He was just.
Ivan,
he was like. He was
ambition,
nice. Yeah,
but it's good ambition. It's
so now he's running for
the
U.S.
people.
Congress,
Yeah.
right? So I was in town and I wanted to come and say hi, and he said come over, but he's not here, which is fine. But
I sent him away to some meetings tonight.
Yeah.
I apologize.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So let's have a tour of your.
Excellent.
new
Let's
campaign
see how the office. Yes. So if you'll follow me in, this is the grand area. Every good campaign office has to feel like a warehouse because there's a lot going on. We don't even need carpet. We don't need to spend money on that. But you'll see that we're going to have a party tomorrow night, so we're starting to decorate.
Tomorrow is the announcement.
The announcement, the
Formal
kickoff
announcement.
party. Yeah, from 5 to 9 p.m. You're all welcome to come. It's at 6300 Richmond Avenue here in Houston, Texas, right off of Highway 59 South on Fountain View, and right past the Dave & Buster's. You'll see it. But during the week, after the parties, normally this is the area that volunteers will be on tables and chairs, and we'll be making phone calls every single night. We'll be coordinating parties at venues across the district. It's a district that spans about 800,000 people, so we have a lot of work to do to visit as many of them as we can before Election Day and to register voters and to make sure that they come out and actually vote. So, okay, now that you've seen the main area, if you'll follow me, we'll show you that there are some desks. There are actual professionals that work in this field. And right now, he's not here, but our office manager, Brett Hightower, is normally here in this area. We have Vilma Morera, who's our field operations person, and what she does is she's in charge of getting out the vote. We call it GoTV, G-O-T-V. And the idea is phone banking, making phone calls every night, block walking, knocking door to door, going to as many houses as we can and meeting people for real and actually talking to them face to face. It's the number one way to get a voter is to talk to them face to face. So Vilma has run field operations for Gene Green and for Sheila Jackson Lee for many, many cycles. Very professional in her field. She's actually in Cuba this week with her husband having a Christmas celebration. So when she gets back, she'll be in full force for us. This area here is where the scheduler will be working, and you can see the calendar right there on the desk. Yeah, it's very important. And in fact, when we started the campaign, the first night that we had all the volunteers together, I explained to everybody the most important person on a campaign is the scheduler. You can get rid of the campaign manager, you can get rid of the field director, you can get rid of everybody except the candidate and the scheduler. And the reason is because the scheduler knows everything that's going on, coordinates all the volunteers where they need to be, where the candidate needs to be, where the campaign manager needs to be, and we all coordinate through the scheduler to make sure that we don't cross paths or that we don't upset people, that we promise them that we're going to be somewhere and then we don't show up. Scheduler is the most important part of any campaign. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So then, let me show you the rest of the office. Follow me. And just to show you the importance of the scheduler, my desk as the campaign manager is right across from the desk from the scheduler. And then as we come over here, we have a whole area for the communications director. But before that, let's meet the father of the candidate.
Hi.
Yeah.
How are you, sir? What's your name?
Pleasure, Orlando.
Orlando.
Orlando, yes, sir.
Orlando Sanchez, yeah.
They
So-
said, what do you feel about this? He running for Congress
We're
and the
gonna go
future
to-
president.
We're going to go
probably.
to Washington
Yeah.
as a Congress. So it's going to be my Congress puppy, because he's
He's
my
the
puppy.
Congress puppy.
The Congress puppy. He's going to be Congress puppy.
Amazing.
So I have no doubt his capability, his skill, his dedication to the community. He's a wonderful guy, wonderful kid. He always
Yes.
he took over his mom fight for the communities, for the justice, for the fairness, stuff like that.
Excellent, excellent.
So he's going to be the one. He's going to be the first South American to say something. South American
U.S.
Congress-
president.
First Hispanic?
But first he's going to be a congressman.
Okay.
The first Hispanic from Harris
Okay.
County. The
Huh?
first Hispanic from Harris County.
Yeah, the first South American Congress in the United States, House of Representatives. It's going to be good.
A very historic opportunity here. So first I'll show you the the snacks. This is what fuels the campaign. Without snacks and drinks and volunteers, we appreciate you all. And I tell you, we have things for you to eat and enjoy and relax here. You can even see in the back we have games, and so it's a fun atmosphere on the campaign trail. And the last room that I'm going to show you, because there's one room over there, and if you notice, the door is closed, and that is because we call that the war room. And the war room is where all the strategy from the campaign is happening, and all those walls. There's a lot of information that we can't put out on Facebook Live, unfortunately. But I will show you the future congressman's office. If you come in and join me, you can see on the wall he has maps of the district, and you can see it's actually a very interesting district. It encompasses a lot of southwest Houston. It goes all the way out through the energy corridor to Katy and Cinco Ranch and goes up north to Cypress. It passes right around the reservoirs that flooded during Harvey. And in fact, a lot of this district was flooded by Harvey. And the disappointing part of that is that the current congressman, John Culberson, who's a Republican, sits on the Appropriations Committee, and one of his key jobs is to give money to areas that are affected by natural disasters. And unfortunately, he's not been responsive. He hasn't brought money back to his own district that was hurt by Harvey. That's one of the things that Ivan Sanchez is going to be fighting for, is to make sure that climate change and climate security are addressed. And, adults in the room are going to understand that science is real and that we have to address these issues like adults. We can't just say, close our ears and pretend like this stuff isn't happening. And all of you who know Houston and who've heard about all the tragedies in Houston because of Hurricane Harvey can appreciate why this district especially is an important district in this discussion of Hurricane Harvey and climate change. So,
and this district has been Republican for how long?
So it's a very interesting district also, a very historic district. When it was started, it had almost 100 years of Democrats. And finally, in 1967, a Republican won the seat, and that Republican, you may know his name, was George Herbert Walker Bush. So the first President Bush Sr., Bush Sr., when he started out in politics, he was a congressman from this congressional district, District 7 of Texas. So it's a very historic seat. And very interesting and high-powered individuals have held this seat. Like I say, the current person is on the Appropriations Committee, which is one of the most high-powered committees in Washington. So we're going to take it away from the guy who's sitting in a seat but doing nothing with that seat. And that's very important.
And what's his name?
His name is John Culberson, the Republican. Ivan Sanchez is the Democrat. We have actually several friendly opponents in the Democratic primary. We love all of them. Actually, a very strong field of Democrats. And in fact, one of the ways that we know that John Culberson is vulnerable right now is because we actually have 7 very qualified Democrats running in the primary. Ivan is one of them, and he hopes to be your choice. When the Democratic primary on March 6th happens, the Democratic Party will choose one of those 7 individuals to face off against John Culberson in November. So it's very important that you listen to the 7 Democrats who are running in this race in the primary. February 20th is early voting. And when February 20th starts, people's ballots are going to be in there. We're going to decide as a Democratic Party who we want to face off against John Culberson. And I'll tell you, Ivan Sanchez has worked for Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee for the last 5 years. And he's been providing constituent services, especially to immigrant communities from all over the world. He knows very much the process of grassroots and what it really takes to be a congressperson. The other people in this race have very good professional credentials in their own fields, but Ivan is the one who has congressional experience, almost 5 years of it. And so take that into consideration when you are looking at the candidates. And thank you for joining us on this tour of the office. Bye.
Thank you. You did amazing, by the way. So he's pretty lucky to have you, have him listen to this. And I'm very proud to know him. We have interacted just on Facebook mostly, but it's really an honor to see him grow. And I think this district would be in good hands with him for sure.
I appreciate you saying that.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
And do we have a photo of the gentleman here?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Right.
Just setting up the office, but
Right.
we'll send
so
you one.
everyone
We'll send you one.
who took the tour, and if you're in Houston and if you want to volunteer, which I strongly encourage,
that you should participate in the elections so that you can feel and understand, and you get to meet people like him and work under him, who's pretty organized. And this will help you in your entrepreneurship journey, in your life's journey, in every journey you have, is because when you open your heart and you open to communicate to people selflessly, when you need something, people will come and help you. So definitely come and volunteer. I wish my son was living here. I would definitely put him to work over here and, come and volunteer over here. But anybody who's listening out there, definitely follow Ivan. Definitely follow Mr. Rodriguez on his Facebook so that you can learn more about Latin American culture more. And I don't know much word and the culture, but I definitely want to take a tour next year in South America and learn more about that part of the world. Be blessed. Bye-bye.